Please welcome to the stage the lovely and talented Georgina Castle, everybody. Fresh from her Grecian hen do.
Yes, very Sophie and Mamma Mia.
Lovely. We'll talk about it. But first, we're going to have a little bit of an encore of one of your previous musical theatre roles. Yes. Here you go.
I'm going to sing a little song from 9 to 5, and this was a show that I did before lockdown happened, COVID happened, and I just did it for 12 weeks, so I feel like I haven't quite got what I wanted to get out of it. So I'm going to sing Backwards Barbie, and this song happens when Violet and Judy go for lunch, and they deliberately don't invite Doralee, and then she sings this. Now I've always been misunderstood because of how I look. But don't judge me by the cover, 'cause I'm a real good book. So read into it what you will, but see me as I am. The way I look is just a country girl's idea of glam. Now I grew up poor and ragged, just a simple country girl. And I wanted to be pretty more than anything in the world. Like Barbie or the models in the Fredericks catalogs. From rags to wishes in my dreams, I could have it all. I'm just a backwoods Barbie, too much makeup, too much hair. But don't be fooled by thinking that the goods are not all there. Don't let these false eyelashes lead you to believe that I'm as shallow as I look, 'cause I run true and deep. I'm just a backwoods Barbie in a push-up bra and heels. I might look artificial, but where it counts I'm real. Yes, I can see how I could be misjudged upon first glance. But even backwoods Barbies deserve a second chance. All dolled up and hoping for a chance to prove my worth. 'Cause even backwoods Barbies get their feelings hurt.
Georgina Castle, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Beautiful. So you didn't get to do that show?
No, so I was meant to do it in town at the Savoy Theatre. We've just finished Mean Girls, and then lockdown happened, so I never got to do it in town, which was gutting. I mean, people went through harder things in that time, but that was my little ouch.
So we all got to enjoy your brilliant performance as Regina George in Mean Girls over the past year, and I've seen you in a few shows leading up to that, but I felt like that was the first opportunity I had to be like, oh, this is what Georgina can do on stage. Did you feel like that was a moment of arrival for you in the industry in the same way?
Yes, actually, I think so, because everything that I'd done sort of before had been a much smaller sing, and I love singing. Like, singing was sort of where my passion started when I was 3 or 4, and then it sort of, turned into acting, and that's what I really connected with. But I'd been so desperate to sort of, do the fun big notes and the mean, evil bitch parts that I got to do it all in one. I was like, okay, great, here we go.
Yeah. You were the name that kept coming up when people were being asked, like, who is the most unlike their character on stage?
Which is always such a relief. We get that question a lot, and it's like, oh, who's most like their character or the least like? And I'm like, if you say me, that's my career over. We're done. But no, I think it was actually something that we had workshops on in the beginning, and that we talked quite a lot about, because I don't know if anyone feels the same, but sometimes if I'm in a show, you can take little bits of your character with you, and you can take it home with you, or, they sort of merge into one. And it's happened before, like when I was Sophie in Mamma Mia, and I sort of only dressed in white and blue, like I was living on a Greek island, and I'm like, God, I don't want any of Regina to seep in a bad way. And we sort of had workshops about, staying disconnected from our character. I think they must have been worried that I was going to be a total arsehole.
Yeah. For the whole company, but really they're making eye contact
really,
with you
they're
the whole
looking
time.
at me.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Sophia Mamma Mia was your West End debut in 2017?
Yeah, I know, a long time ago now. So that was a really, really special one because, it was my West End debut, and it's Mamma Mia, and I'd got Swedish grandparents, so for them, ABBA are like Jesus. ABBA is like the oracle, and IKEA, like the two things that they worship. Yeah, so that was a really special one for my family, and which meant that it was a special one for me.
Was Maz your mama in that?
No, Maz was my Tanya.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, she was amazing as Tanya, and I would watch her side stage for Does Your Mother Know That You're Out?
Yeah.
The way she has an audience in the palm of her hand is just outrageous. It's like very, very few people have that ability. But I then stayed to play Sophie, and I remember Maz at that time really wanted to play Donna, so she put both of our headshots next to each other and sent it into the producers and was like, look, we should do it together as a pair. I think just because we had the same colour hair. Uh-huh. That's it. She doesn't really look like my mama because she comes up to there.
She's who I think I'm trying to look like every time I get highlights and grow my hair longer.
Yeah. Well, also, you have this lovely natural blow-dry flick at the front of your hair.
I'm just going for the Maz Murray. That's all I'm trying to do.
The coiffed Maz.
People my dad says to me, looking a bit George Michael, and I'm like, it's not what I'm aiming for.
No, it's
I'm
Maz.
going for the Maz. Yeah.
It works.
What was that experience like of doing Mummy? That was after it had gone to the Novello.
Yeah.
So what was it like being in a show that was that established, that was that much of a machine, and you're joining an already going production versus starting something new?
Yeah, well, I think I didn't know any different because my first job out of drama school had been Dirty Dancing, which is such a, recognisable show, as is Mamma Mia. So I was spoiled, and I was used to having these amazing audiences, like those guys over there who've been to Mamma Mia a few times. So I didn't know any different, but I think you sort of naturally try to put your own spin on it and just, don't base it on anyone else. And hopefully I did that.
Yeah. And then there's another show that we have to talk about because I think that you are the first MickeyJoTheatre Live at the Phoenix Arts guest who is an alumnus of Andrew Lloyd Webber's Cinderella at the Gillian Lynn.
Oh, yes.
I think there's a fearful hush has just gone throughout the room.
I think people never know quite how to react. They're like, or maybe they saw it and thought it was okay, or they've heard that it was a little bit tense backstage, shall we say?
Yeah.
No, actually, mostly it was amazing. And the overriding feeling I have about that whole job is just I was so grateful to have something to look forward to in lockdown and something to work towards. And my audition happened 7 months into lockdown. I think it was the August of 2020. Uh-huh. And it was at the Palladium on stage in front of Andrew Lloyd Webber. And I was like, well, there's nothing like throwing yourself back into it, is it? And it was just the least nervous I've ever been for an audition because I was so connected with the joy and I was so excited to just be back on a stage again. And again, I never thought I'd get it. I always seem to get the jobs that I think I will never get because I must just be really, really relaxed. And I was like, no, this won't be me. But it was.
How did you feel about the wig and costume when that eventually came together?
Oh, my God. Well, when they first said you're going to have a blonde, asymmetrical blue bob, I thought, my nose can't handle that. Yeah, very, very specific structure here. But when they put it on, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And Laura Baldwin, who was my other stepsister, when we saw the pictures, she had this amazing long blonde hair with this little pink bit, and I was like, okay. Fuck, she's going to look amazing. But in the end, I loved it. And I loved that we were allowed to be different rather than just a double act that were carbon copies of each other.
Yeah, yeah. And for all of everything that happened on the show and all of the drama and whatnot and all those people speculating on social media, I don't know who that was.
Who was that guy?
No, that's not what I was going to ask. It was one of those shows, and there's been a couple like this, like the original Spring Awakening and when In the Heights was in London, where everyone from that company has gone on to do really great things. And like Georgina Honorer was in the mix there.
And Lauren Byrne.
Yeah.
And Georgia Tapp as well. Like our obviously our Cinderella was Carrie Hope Fletcher, but Georgina O, Lauren Byrne, I mean, everyone was just amazing. And obviously Vix HB was there, but her cover was Michelle Bishop, who was equally amazing, and Jess Curtin, who was Rebecca Traherne's cover. I mean, it was just
Cabaret,
like...
it's so great.
Yeah. She's gone into Cabaret, and she is unbelievable. I saw her at Schneider the other day, and she's outrageous. You've got to go catch her in that. But we were so spoiled with the people, and I think we got so close as a company because there was a lot of outside drama happening sort of around us. And in a weird way, you sort of forget what it is because ultimately you take away the good stuff. But yeah, to find out we were closing at the interval was a little bit rough. I actually had a little bit of a panic attack, and I had this Aura ring, which I don't know if you guys have heard of it. Have you heard of the Aura? Yeah. And it measures your heart rate, and this is at the interval, and it sent a little alert to me to sort of say, are you okay? Do you need to go to the hospital? Because I've got asthma, so it's connected to that. Because my heart just went bang. But we move on. Everything happens for a reason. But that act 2 was... that was a little ropey.
And your act 2 in Cinderella was my favourite part of your character arc, because I remember when it was announced that you were going to be Regina, I remember thinking back to Cinderella, sort of beyond Elf, beyond Dirty Dancing, and thinking, I remember that moment that we can take our mother.
When I get 4 notes to like sing how I like to sing, and I was like, but there is a lot of Marie in Regina. I love it when directors let me be a bit goofy because I'm not naturally like Regina. Like, I don't have her coolness in any way. So when I can sort of then be a little bit weird or a little bit silly or, a bit drunk or in Mean Girls a little bit high, there's a recurring theme. That's what comes naturally to me, clearly.
It's painkillers. It's about painkillers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then
I love to be silly.
Elf might have been the next time I saw you on stage. And is this where you and the lovely, very talented Simon Lipkin met?
It is, for the very, very first time.
Which is a concept, I think. Not that he's a charming, wonderful, very talented man.
But he was also Buddy the Elf.
Being an elf and being like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. What was it? The curly-toed shoes or the, terrible red Trumpian wig? I was like, something about it was doing it for me. No, I know exactly what it was. He's so bloody talented.
Yeah.
He's amazing. And he was the first person that I'd worked opposite, actually apart from Maz, who is totally unafraid to play, experiment, have it be different. I mean, I think anyone that has seen Simon in a show sort of knows that you never quite know what you're going to get. And I mean, sometimes he'll go off for 5 or 6 minutes on this sort of doing this stand-up thing, and you've got the stage management freaking out because it's like, we've got to calm down, like, Simon, shut up. But he's just very, very, talented. But I think it really was the red wig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the two of you are getting married this year.
Yes, we're getting married in September. I mean, funny, because I was literally singing a song in it called Never Fall in Love with an Elf, and I was like... Oh.
Too late.
Yeah. Shit, it happened.
Yeah, you tried to applaud for the wedding. I'll let you applaud for love.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm very excited.
And in anticipation of that, you've just come back from a very Mamma Mia-esque hen do in Greece.
Yes, which I did not connect the dots, but when I was there, we had this night at the villa where we all had some food, and we were just sort of going to do these, classic hen do games where you do dirty jokes and you mess around and there's penis straws and all of that. Cute. So it was all going really, really well. And then the music stops working, and I was like, oh God, this is the main night. Like, what the hell is happening? And then all of a sudden I hear Rebecca Locke going, for one night and one night only, Georgie's Dynamos. And I just was like, what? And then it was only then that I clicked. I'm like, oh my God, yeah, we're in Greece and we're on this beautiful Greek island and I'm engaged and I'm Sophie and we're in Mamma Mia. Oh! And it was just brilliant. So it was Becky Locke, Laura Baldwin, and my best friend Emily Stubbs, and they did the whole of Super Trooper, the whole routine. And it was so camp and brilliant.
And not that I ever wish for life after Maz Murray and Mamma Mia, because she is just it. But Becky Locke, like Maz, has done another part in She Was a Rosie.
She Was a Rosie.
And she should go back and be a Donna.
100%. That's what I'm putting into the world, because both of them as well have such funny bones, and it's such an amazing comedy role, as well as being super dramatic, and I love it when those things merge, which is why I'm so excited to go see that Emu musical. It's combining my favourite things. Emus.
Yeah. Perfect. But then, I mean, we have to talk about Mean Girls and this amazing year that you've spent playing one of these fantastic roles and meeting Tina Fey and being on stage at the Savoy and being revealed in a silhouette and pushed forwards on that table.
Yeah.
Did you just feel like a rock star?
Yes, every single time. And actually, because there is nowhere to hide when playing Regina, there's nowhere to put your nerves. Like, even with Sophie and Mamma Mia, she sort of, you can run around and use that energy in a positive way. But I think as well, the way that I wanted to do Regina was very still. They talk all the time about her being an apex predator, and I'm like, well, then I better be that. And it's, that stillness. So the nervousness, I remember on the first night, though, my knee on that table. And, you're not strapped in on any of it. And sometimes people push it a little quick or the wheels aren't working. And I was like, Jesus, this could go so horribly wrong. But I have this perfume, and that as soon as I spray it before the show, and it's the last thing I do in my sort of getting ready routine, it's like, vroom, Regina George, and it just helps.
Amazing. And then how emotional was the closing experience?
You know what? I actually could not hold it together. I held it together the whole way through the show, because World Burn, which is the big song that she gets to sing in Act 2, is not at the beginning of the show. So I was like, I need to do that at the end, and then I can just let it go. But it is. I grieve the ending of every show, and especially every character. And it's been such an exciting year for me, getting to do such an exciting big opening of a new show, and to play Regina George has just been wild. But there was also, if I'm being honest, at the end of it, some sense of relief, not because I don't love the show, but because it's been. It does take over your life.
You're allowed to enjoy finishing running the marathon, I think.
Yeah. You can sort of celebrate that you've done it. Yeah, for sure. But it was a big lifestyle change, and I love a drink, so it's nice that I can now relax a little bit and not worry about doing big G's. Yeah, see, it's gone. Nothing left.
What was it like getting to meet and work with Tina Fey?
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. She was so present the whole way through the journey, which, we weren't sure if you can expect that, especially when it's someone who's such a huge star and she's really busy and was releasing this other show on Netflix. But she was really present and really, really cared. I've worked on shows before where the director has sort of commented, oh, I'm just doing this to pay the bills. And you're like, wow, that doesn't breed an inspiring room. Yeah. Whereas her and Jeff loved their product so much that it was really, really contagious. And it's just amazing to see her work. And she was so critical of her work. Like, if a joke didn't land, obviously we'd all go, well, it's because of us. And it is because of us. But she would be like, no, I can make it better. I can do this. I can do that. She was so keen to put it in all of our voices, which was just amazing. And she'd be writing. She has like 50 punchlines for every moment, and they just come to her. And I'm like, wow, such an incredible brain. Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, but the sadness of the closure of Mean Girls is not too prolonged, because you have another stage show coming up later this year. We had the lovely Josh Sinclair here last month telling us a little bit about it. But what else can you tell us about 50 First Dates, the musical?
Well, I can't tell you that much because I've got no clue. I mean, actually, that's not true. I did read the script and it made me cry at the end, which is always a good sign. I think it is heartbreakingly beautiful. So as I've said before, if we don't fuck it up, it should be It should be beautiful. And I think I'm excited to play a character that's also really different from Regina. She's very sweet and wholesome. She doesn't let anyone walk over her, but she has a really, really beautiful heart, and she's funny and goofy and silly and, yeah, all my favourite things.
Yeah, amazing. Well, congratulations on a brilliant year spent in
Thank you.
Mean Girls. Best of luck for the upcoming wedding with you and the wonderful Simon.
Thank you.
Are there any musical theatre elements planned? Who's singing at this wedding?
Well, this is the thing. This is what a couple of people have been asking us. They're like, surely this is going to be rotating. And we do have a band, and we have said to everyone, like, if you want to get up and sing a song, get up and sing a song. So I feel like it will be a little bit stagey, a little Jordan Luke Gages, but we're not anywhere as glamorous. We're in Shoreditch.
Listen, I mean, Erin and I are allegedly planning a wedding at the same time. I say allegedly because we're doing a really bad job of planning it. We are engaged.
Yeah, but September? You're getting married in September?
No.
That's very quick.
No, we're getting married when we start planning and doing something about it, but we'll take notes from all of the various musical theatre weddings that are happening throughout the year.
But we do have actually Jamie Moscato singing our first dance song, which is kind of cool. He's whizzing over from Gatsby, bless him. Him and Amber Davis are getting on a bus.
Oh, that's sweet.
After their show, which will be fun.
That's sweet. Even more intense than doing West End Live on a 2-show day.
Yeah, oh my God, exactly that.
Got to get to the Georgina Castle Simon
Got to get the
Lipkin
performance, yeah. And we're running a tight schedule on the wedding day.
Do you have stage management involved?
Well, yes, too. Yeah. Listen, I'm used to getting at 5 at the beginners. That need to be kept updated on the timings.
It's going to be structured. It's going to be safe. Well, enjoy. Have a lovely wedding.
Thank you very much.
And I can't wait to come and see you in 51st
Thank
Dates.
you.
As
Thank
everyone
you for
here will
having
as well. Thank you so much.
For 10 more seconds, I'm MickeyJoTheatre. Oh my god, hey. Thanks for watching. Have a stagey day. Subscribe!